All right, fans, welcome back to Drysdale Field here at Flagler College in St. Augustine. Hey, if you're just joining us, you missed a fun first game of this doubleheader. The Saints won it on a walk-off error, a ripped ground ball by Mason Gray over to third base. That sealed the deal for the Saints in Game 1. Game 2 is going to look a little different on the mound for the Saints. We're going to see the lefty Eli Roberts. Roberts comes into play. He's pitched in 2 games, has started 1. He got the start against Florida Tech back on the 11th. He pitched 2 innings, gave up no earned runs, has 3.2 innings in total on the season. 3 earned runs, 4 hits on the card for Roberts. On the other end, hey, it's going to be a debut for Alvin Gomez of the Yellow Jackets. The freshman Gomez out of New York City played at Park Slope Collegiate. He's a right-hander, stands 6 feet, 2 inches tall. Hey, going to be interesting to see what he provides, a new face that the Saints obviously have never faced. The starting lineups, not a lot of changes here for American International, although they do make 1 change at catcher. They'll be led off by Brendan Edvardson in right field. Sam Tanis at second, bats second. Leandro Guevara, the designated hitter, bats third. Nick Surse over at first base, batting cleanup. Josh Fermetta will be playing third base and bats fifth. Out in left and batting sixth, Kieran Caffrey. And then rounding out the bottom 3, shortstop Yaudy Ramirez, followed by the catcher Richie Segura, first time we've seen him today. And finally, Cole Patterson once again in the 9-hole for the Yellow Jackets. On the other side for Flagler, it'll be Carson Page, followed by Peyton Palladino. Page at second, Palladino at third. Jesse Sullivan at first, Kresak out in right field. Eli Maddox will be the DH. Trip Davis making the switch over to catcher. He and Jesse Sullivan flipping positions. Then rounding out the bottom of the order, Mason Gray, the hero in Game 1. He's back in left field. Then Jacob Reeves will be out there at shortstop, followed by Bryce Fitzgerald staying in at center. It'll be Edvardson to start. Eli Roberts, the big lefty, has his sign. And the first pitch from Roberts is in there for a strike on the outside corner. And that's how this game will get underway. .403 start time. The game originally scheduled for 4:30. The first game was a breeze. It was a pitcher's duel start to finish as that pitch sails a bit on Roberts, 1-1. We saw Hayden Mutz face off against Daniel Fisher for the Saints. Both of them were brilliant. 7 innings, 1 earned for each one of them. And then ultimately the Saints were able to finish it off in the bottom of the 9th as that pitch is low and inside. Roberts, the 2-1, inside, 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch on the outside corner, strike 2. And the payoff pitch to Edvardson. Outside, ball 4. And that's how this game will begin. A walk issued by Roberts. That'll bring up Sam Tanis, the second baseman for the Yellow Jackets. Tanis was a clean 0 for 5 in Game 1. And a strikeout, couple ground outs, couple flyouts to left. He's now hitting 200, 3 for 15 on the season. First pitch outside. to be interesting to see how the Saints use the bullpen. Like we said, Roberts only 3 and 2/3 so far this season. His longest outing was 2 innings in that start against Florida Tech. Also pitched an inning and 2/3 in relief. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Nope. Pickoff attempt. Edvardson back easily. Now the 1-1. Nope. Another pickoff. Trying to keep Edvardson close over there. Edvardson, no steals on the season. Remember, American International, this is their first series of the season. They're 1-2, of course, have lost 2 of 3 to the Saints so far, trying to even up this series to start off their campaign. That one's ripped in the hole to right field, and that's a base hit for Sam Tanis, his first of the day between these two games. And the Yellow Jackets out to a good start. 2 early base runners. Now first and second, nobody out. And that'll bring up Leandro Guevara. Guevara walked and singled in the first game. Came around to score the only run for the Yellow Jackets. That was all the way back in the top of the first inning. You can see they get out to some good starts early on, but they were unable to capitalize on other opportunities throughout the game as the first pitch is a fastball outside. Saints now 10-3 on the season. They improved to 7-2 here at Drysdale Field. The 1-0 is fouled off. Guevara catches a piece of it, just fouls it off behind the plate. Now 1-1. From Roberts, you're going to see a lot of fastballs, also mixing in some changeups and breaking balls. Pretty standard repertoire. And the 1-1 pitch. Looks like a changeup fouled off by Guevara. Quickly now it's 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pulled the string on that one. Brought out the changeup to send down Guevara. That's a big strikeout from Eli Roberts. Now 1 away here in the top of the first. And Nick Surse will step up to the plate. Surse was responsible for the only run scored by the Yellow Jackets. Had an RBI single knocking in Guevara back in the first inning. He also walked later in the first game. That time bounces one in there. Now 1-0. Looks like we're going to have a mound visit. And Roberts missing a few pitches early on here. Already issued the walk, gave up the single, but had a brilliant strikeout of Guevara. They'll talk it over, see how they want to face off against Nick Surse. Surse with 2 career home runs. Both came back in the 2023 campaign. He's a graduate student out of Rochester, New York, transferred from Alfred State. On the other end, Roberts, a sophomore from Fleming Island, Florida, another local product out of Clay High School. He jumps over the ditch here to St. Augustine. 1-0 count to Surse. Pitch from Roberts. Outside and low, ball 2. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Roberts. Fooled Surse there. Favorable count for Surse. You know he was swinging away there. Just wasn't able to catch up to that one. Now 2-1. Rips one to second. Caught! And easily thrown to first. No! He pulls him off the bag. It was a nice play from Carson Page. He was ready for it from the jump. And then the throw over to Jesse Sullivan, just not on target. Boy, they had Sam Tanis out in la-la land between first and second base, but gave him just enough time to get back there. Huge break for the Yellow Jackets early on. So following the line out, it'll be Josh Frometta, the third baseman. Frometta had some good contact in the last game, also had a walk to go along with his double down the line. He also ripped one to third that was right at Peyton Palladino. It was very similar to that last at-bat from Surse, where it was a liner right at the infielder, but that time Palladino fired it over to first to complete a double play. Frometta, another one of these players that can hurt you. A pickoff attempt. Edvardson easily gets back there. Do it again, 0-1. Roberts has his sign in the pitch. On the outside corner for strike 2. Frometta did not like that call. And Roberts, after giving up a walk and a single to start off this inning, is one strike away of getting out of it with no runs given up. Here's the pitch. Outside. One and two to Frometta. Here's the pitch. Just a bit outside and low for ball 2. Like we said in the last game, Frometta, a senior, transferred in from UMass Lowell. He's got a lot of pop, a short, quick, compact swing. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. Once again, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another great changeup from Eli Roberts. Gets Josh Frometta that time. And that's how the top of the first will end. So no runs, 1 hit, 2 men left on base. Eli Roberts strikes out 2 to retire the side here in the top of the first. Up next, bottom of the first, the Saints coming up to bat. All right, fans, we're back to the action here in Drysdale Field in St. Augustine, Florida. We touched on this earlier. It's the first ever collegiate appearance for the freshman Alvin Gomez for American International. So not much insight into what we're going to see from him. Leading it off for the Saints will be Carson Page. Peyton Palladino will stand in the on-deck circle. The first pitch from Gomez. Blooper out to right center field. Playable, though, and coming in on it and making the play is Edvardson. So one pitch, one out. Hey, welcome to Division II college baseball, Alvin Gomez. One pitch, he's got his first career out. So now it's Peyton Palladino. He had a big day, or a big game, in the first one as he takes inside for ball one. Palladino finished with 2 singles, but also made a huge impact with the glove, had a couple highlight reel plays. As the 1-0 pitch is ripped into center field. Is it in time? No, it gets behind the center fielder Patterson as Palladino will turn the corner at first and just head on back. There's a base hit for Peyton Palladino to start off his day. Jesse Sullivan stands up to the plate. The breaking ball way outside from Gomez. We've seen it so far. The Saints trying to jump all over this young pitcher. You saw it from Palladino there. He smoked that single into center. In the first game, Sullivan was 0 for 4. A strikeout, a couple ground outs, and a flyout. 1-0, he rips that one into right center field, and that one's going to get down into the gap. The ball dies out there as Palladino's being sent. No, they're going to put on the stop sign, and a good call there. As I'm not sure what happened with that ball out in right center field. It just died and stopped bouncing. Must have had some spin on it. But regardless, a great start for the Saints as Jesse Sullivan records his first hit between these two games. It's a double out to right center. That'll bring up Caden Kresak. Kresak walked and also recorded a single. Scored the first run of the first game of the doubleheader for the Saints. Takes the first pitch outside for ball one. And we're already seeing a mound visit for the Yellow Jackets, trying to settle down their young pitcher, Alvin Gomez. The Saints have a good strategy against him. Hey, let him be wild, but if you get a strike, tee off, try and rattle him early. And, he was able to get the first batter, Page, but then 2 really hard hit balls from Palladino and then Jesse Sullivan with the double. And in his first inning in college baseball, he's already got a jam to work out of. Second and third, 1 out, with the count 1-0 to Caden Kresak. Outside, ball 2. Wonder how they're going to pitch to Kresak. Still early. You do have a base open at first, but you don't necessarily want the bases loaded for Eli Maddox. That's a 2-0 pitch outside as well. 3-0. The 3-0 pitch. Kresak just lets it go by. He was thinking about it. He wanted to swing there, but decided to take it. Now 3-1. Here's the pitch from Gomez. Swung on, ripped to center field. Patterson moving back. He's able to get there. Tagging from third and scoring easily is Peyton Palladino. Advancing to third is Jesse Sullivan. And the Saints are on the board early. A sacrifice fly from Caden Kresak gives them the early lead, now 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Maddox skies this one to left center field. Patterson busy out there this inning. He's able to get under it and make the play, and that'll retire the side. So the Saints get out to the early lead on the sac fly from Caden Kresak. They lead 1-0 heading to the top of the second. We'll be back in a second, folks. Don't go anywhere. All right, fans, welcome back to Drysdale Field. The score 1-0, Flagler out to an early lead, courtesy of the sac fly from Caden Kresak. For the Yellow Jackets, it'll be Kieran Caffrey, Yaudy Ramirez, and Richie Segura due up in this inning. Caffrey, the left fielder, like we mentioned in the last game, he was the hero of the game last night, had the game-winning RBI single in the 12th inning. Although in the earlier game, he went 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts, hoping to reverse his fortunes here in the late game. Pitch from Roberts. Fouled off back into the screen, 0-1. Eli Roberts, like we said, a sophomore out of Clay High School in Green Cove Springs. He started 2 games last year, had 9 appearances, went 2-0 with a 3.38 earned run average. Definitely playing a bigger role this year as that ball's fouled back. Now 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Roberts. Check swing from Caffrey. He did not go around, not even close. Lets the breaking ball go outside. Now 1-2. Pitch from Roberts. Swing and a miss at the fastball, up and in. Eli Roberts already with his third strikeout of the day. Gets Caffrey chasing upstairs. And now there's one away here in the top of the second. And that'll bring up Yaudy Ramirez. Ramirez worked a walk in the first game, also had a stolen base. Had a couple of strikeouts as well, played some valuable defense for the Yellow Jackets. That one jams him. Easy play out at shortstop for Jacob Reeves, who's getting the start over Taylor Schultz in the second game. And that's a quick out, number 2. So now it's Richie Segura entering play. He's 1 for 9 on the season. His lone hit was a double. So he's got some pop if he makes contact. Also has 3 strikeouts. Fouls back the first pitch, 0-1. Segura Jr. from Providence, Rhode Island. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Roberts. Just a bit below the knees there. Boy, that was close from our viewpoint. But it's a break for the Yellow Jackets now. 1-1 to Segura. And the pitch. Foul back once again. Now 1-2. Roberts looking sharp so far. He let the first 2 batters reach base in the first. Since then, he struck out 3, and he has been dialed in. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Eli Roberts. He fans 4 through the first 2 innings, and he is off to a great start in the rubber match of this 4-game series. So we'll take a break. 1-2-3 inning. No runs, hits, errors, none left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the second. The score still, Saints up 1-0. All right, fans, we're back out of the timeout here. If you're just joining us, Game 2 of this doubleheader between American International and Flagler. The Saints took Game 1 2-1. They lead early here 1-0. It'll be Trip Davis playing catcher in this game. He was at first base in the first game. He leads it off for the Saints. And he's hit right on the elbow guard, and Alvin Gomez a little wild early on. Just like that, the Saints, 1 pitch into the inning, already with a base runner. That'll bring up Mason Gray. Gray had a big day in the first game. He had the sacrifice fly early on, and then it ended up being an error, but he ripped it to third. That ultimately ended up being the game winner for the Saints. So not necessarily an RBI, but nonetheless did his job to win that one for the Saints. He fouls off the first pitch off the end of the bat for strike 1. Looks like some issues with the pitch clock here, but we'll see if the umpires are able to resolve that. Davis leads off first. Gray shows bunt, pulls it back. Now 1-1. And that time the hit and run works to perfection as Davis was on the move. It was the second baseman, Tanis, going over to cover. Mason Gray just pokes it through the hole in right field. And that is a textbook hit and run. Now runners on the corners for the Saints and nobody out here in the bottom of the second. So that'll bring up Jacob Reeves. We saw Reeves as a defensive substitution for Taylor Schultz in the first game. Did not come to the plate. Sophomore from Holland, Michigan, as that pitch is up high. And it's an easy stolen base for Mason Gray as they fake the throw. Now second and third for the Saints. Of course, nobody out. 1-0 count to Jacob Reeves. Pitch from Gomez. Swung on, hit high in the air to left field. Coming in on it is Kieran Caffrey. Makes the play. Tosses it to the cutoff man for Ometa. No action on the base pass from the Saints. And that's a clutch out number one from Alvin Gomez. Looks like Reeves almost squared it up. Just got under it ever so slightly. Nonetheless, a huge, huge break for the Yellow Jackets. So that'll bring up Bryce Fitzgerald, the senior outfielder from Oviedo, Florida, courtesy of Haggerty High School. That one, ooh, ducks out of the way of that one. Fitzgerald, no at-bats in the last game, did come on in relief defensively. He's got a double on the season, 2 for 14 overall coming into play. And the 1-0 pitch once again over his head with the breaking ball. And of course, it's just a control issue for Gomez. He's having a little bit of trouble finding his spots with the breaking ball. Here's the 2-0. That one's ripped back. It was a fastball. Fitzgerald was waiting for it just a bit late. That makes it a 2-1 count. Davis leads off third, Gray off second. The 2-1 pitch from Gomez. Popped up. A mile high over there is Nick Surse. He puts it away. And a great job by Gomez. He gets 2 pop-outs. That'll bring up the top of the order once again. It's Carson Page for the Saints. Carson Page flew out to right field his first time up. This would be huge for the confidence of Gomez if he can work his way out of this jam. Second and third, no outs. Usually a run comes home, but he's got a great opportunity here. That's the first pitch, a breaking ball low and away. Breaking ball finds the zone for strike one. Looks like Gomez is starting to calm down a little bit. The Saints not jumping all over him like they were in the first. That time a fastball just at the letters, ball 2. Gomez has his sign. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Up high once again, ball 3. See Richie Segura telling him just calm down a little bit. First base is open, so a walk isn't the end of the world. But with how Peyton Palladino's swinging the bat, you probably want to just get Carson Page and move on. Here's the 3-1. On the outside corner. And Gomez able to work a full count. The payoff pitch to Page. Swing! And foul tipped it into the glove. Alvin Gomez picks up his first career strikeout in a clutch situation as he's able to fan Carson Page with the fastball. So, hey, no runs, 1 hit, 2 men left on base for the Saints. The score remains 1-0 as we move to the top of the third. All right, fans, welcome back to the action here at Drysdale Field. The score, Flagler 1, American International 0 thus far. Leading off the top of the third, it'll be Cole Patterson, the center fielder. Patterson batted 9th in the first game. He was 0 for 3, had a walk. Also had a strikeout and a couple of flyouts. Eli Roberts still out there. This will be his longest appearance of the season. And the first pitch smoked. Fouling out of play onto the softball field. Boy, Cole Patterson got a hold of that one. Just has to keep it fair. Maximo the Alligator is happy about that one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check swing. I'm going to say he did not go around. Didn't look like it from our vantage point as well. The 1-1 pitch. Oh, and almost playing some defense, trying to save his face. He rolls one over to the pitcher, and Roberts tosses it on over to Sullivan. And that's out number 1. That's how the top of the third gets started. Here's Brendan Edvardson. No official at-bats in this contest. He walked to lead off this game. Here's the first pitch. Takes a fastball in there for strike one. That one just a bit outside for ball one. That one's lifted in the air down the left field line. Looks like it might stay in play. Nope, just out of play into the Yellow Jackets bullpen. Thought for a second there Mason Gray could have made a diving play on that one. Nonetheless, it'll be a 1-2 count to Brendan Edvardson. Love what we're seeing from Eli Roberts so far. Local products, like we said, Clay High School. He had a 5-1 record with a 2.1 ERA his senior year. He was impressive, the son of Charles and Sharina Roberts. Shout out to them, of course. That one fouled back into the screen. Remains 1-2. Edvardson out of Norwalk, Connecticut. The 1-2 pitch. Skied in the air out to right field. Krisak coming in on it, makes the play. And there's now 2 away. So that'll bring up Sam Tanis. Tanis in his second season. Last year he was 3 for 10. This year full-time starter by the looks of it. That one's lifted out into right center. Another easy play for Caden Krisak. And hey, 3 scoreless innings for Eli Roberts. He's looking sharp, makes quick work of the Yellow Jackets in the top of the third. We'll head to the bottom of the third. The Saints due up next here at Drysdale Field. All right, fans, welcome back from the break. We're here ready for the bottom of the third inning between the Saints and Yellow Jackets. Leading off for the Flagler Saints, it'll be number 6, Peyton Palladino, the third baseman. Palladino was sophomore, like we said earlier, out of Danvers, Massachusetts, and St. John's Prep School. That one's lifted in the air to left field. Easy play there for Kieran Caffrey. He puts it away. And 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And this song is going to be stuck in my head the rest of the day. You always know when Jesse Sullivan's coming to the plate. Sullivan doubled to right center his first time up. Takes the first pitch a bit up in the zone. Ball one. 1-0 pitch from Gomez. Takes a breaking ball on the inside corner. Not able to get the call. It's now 2 balls, no strikes. Both bullpens quiet. Both pitchers looking good as that one's grounded over to first. Nick Surse comes up with the backhand, easily takes it himself. 3 unassisted. And quickly there's 2 down here in the bottom of the third. And that'll bring up Caden Kresak. Kresak responsible for the only run of the ball game, hit a sacrifice fly out to center field back in the first inning. Gomez has really settled in nicely. It looked like he was going to start to struggle as that one's ripped to second base. Another easy play and another quick out for the Yellow Jackets as Sam Tanis tosses it over to Surse. Boy, that third inning was over in a blink of an eye. So we'll take another break here. We'll be back with the top of the 4th inning right after this with the score Saints 1, Yellow Jackets 0. All right, fans, welcome back. It's the top of the 4th inning here in St. Augustine. Flagler leads American International 1-0. It'll be Leandro Guevara, Nick Surse, and Josh Frometta for the Yellow Jackets. And some insight into some other Flagler games. The Flagler women's basketball team was able to knock off USC Beaufort. The men's team late in the first half, they trail at the moment as the first pitch from Roberts is down and away. Want to know the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ripped out to left field. Gray going after it. He jumps, is not able to get there. It bounces off the wall. He barehands it, and a no-look throw ends up in the infield. It was actually a great throw by Gray, but Guevara smokes a double to lead off this inning. Yeah, we saw Guevara make some pretty hard contact in the first game. That time, no chance for a home run, but he did rip it. It was carrying out there. Not much wind. We had some wind blowing in the first game, none at the moment, as Nick Surse comes to the plate. First pitch, a fastball, ripped to right field. Looking up is Krisak, and that ball is gone. Nick Surse's first home run of 2025. He'll touch them all. He is speeding his way around the bases. And just like that, Eli Roberts was mowing along. And already here in the fourth, he's given up 2 on the home run from Nick Surse. And any baseball fan knows, just look at the outfielders to see whether or not that's going to be a home run or not. Caden Krisak took a couple steps, looked straight up. He knew it right off the bat. He was not going to get that one. So Nick Surse, he's knocked in all 3 RBIs here on this Saturday for the Yellow Jackets. He's up to 4 on the season following that home run. Josh Fermetta now at the plate. He swings and misses at strike 1. Another changeup. Looks like he foul tipped it into the glove of Trip Davis. Roberts responding nicely, now 0-2. Swung on, ripped into left center field. Going after it, making the diving catch. That time it was Bryce Fitzgerald. Read it beautifully off the bat of Fermetta, who Fermetta's made hard contact, it feels like, every time he's been up at the dish. That time Bryce Fitzgerald says no. A beautiful diving catch out there in left center field. So that brings up Kieran Caffrey. Caffrey struck out to lead off the top of the second. First pitch on the outside corner. A fastball called strike 1. And the pitch. Swung on, ripped into right field. Krisak coming on. He's not going to get there. And that's a base hit for Kieran Caffrey. And, hey, the Yellow Jackets coming out hot here in the 4th inning. Now their 3rd hit. And don't go anywhere, folks. They are now a triple away from the cycle as a team in 1 inning. So something to watch there, of course. Yaudy Ramirez steps up to the plate. He grounded out to, or excuse me, popped out to short his first time up. Saints starting to get some action in the bullpen, stirring down the right field line. Roberts' pitch is ripped into left. Yaudy Ramirez joins the party, a first pitch base hit. And they seem to be seeing the ball really well after last inning. Even Tanis ripped one to right to end the inning. But Guevara, Surse, Fermetta, and Caffrey, and now Ramirez, they've all hit it hard in this inning. That brings up Richie Segura. Nope, looks like we'll have a mound visit. You wonder if that's going to be it for Eli Roberts. Yeah, so just a mound visit. Going to settle down Eli Roberts a little bit. Like that idea. You have a young pitcher here. He's pitched great through the first 3 innings, just starting to struggle here in the 4th. This is his longest appearance so far on the season, 3 1/3. He's 1 out away from matching his season total coming into play. Richie Segura at the dish. He struck out swinging his first time up. First pitch is ripped foul off the screen, 0-1. Calls time there. Couldn't tell if that was Roberts or the umpires at first. The umpire motioning saying it was him. Remains 0-1. Here's the pitch from Roberts. Low and inside for ball one. Here the Yellow Jackets, boy, that dugout is come alive. They had a lot of energy early in the first game, and then that settled down as the offense went quiet. Boy, they are rowdy right now. Here's the 1-1 in the dirt for ball two. Trying to work a low ball pitch to get the double play. Here's the pitch. Down in the zone and a bit on the inside corner. Called strike two. Beautifully placed fastball there from Roberts. .54 pitches for Roberts so far. Here's the 2-2. Lined up the middle, a base hit. You saw Caffrey start to head back, so he's not going to be able to come around. It's a heads-up play by Caffrey, but boy, he would have scored easily if he just went on the jump. Nonetheless, now bases loaded for the Yellow Jackets. This has been a fortuitous inning for them. The Saints do have action in the bullpen. It doesn't look like anyone's ready to go yet, so Roberts will stay in to face Cole Patterson. Wonder if they just like the lefty-lefty matchup here. We'll see how it works out for the Saints. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, strike one. Patterson, the 7th Yellow Jacket to bat in this inning. Still just 1 out, 2 runs in. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off, just got a piece. Quickly now 0-2. This would be a huge out for Roberts to get. Here's the 0-2. Just off the outside corner. You saw Davis try and frame that one. It was a few inches off the plate there, so easy call for the umpires. And now it's 1-2. Here's the pitch. Foul back once again. Just off the hands. One and two the count. Roberts has his sign. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Ball to second base. Flips the short one. No throw to first base, so they do get one, and a run comes home on the fielder's choice from Patterson. It was played nicely by Page. Reeves probably was never going to get Cole Patterson there, so a smart decision to just put it in your pocket. Don't risk the runner at third coming home. But it's now a 3-run top of the 4th for American International, and the top of the order is coming up. So here's Brendan Edvardson. Edvardson now the 8th batter to bat in this inning. You wonder if Patterson will be in motion. First pitch just off the plate, ball one. Edvardson walked back in the first inning, flew out to right field his second time up. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. So after 61 pitches, that'll be it for Eli Roberts. Roberts gives up 3 earned runs, 6 hits. He did strike out 4, also issued just 1 free pass. That was the walk to Edvardson. Looks like we're going to see Parker Adams enter the game, the sophomore from Ball Ground, Georgia. Nonetheless, a good showing from Eli Roberts. Other than that 4th inning, he was sharp. Once again, he had 4 strikeouts. But something about this inning, it looks like the Yellow Jackets were just ready for whatever he threw, and it was capped off by the 2-run bomb over Maximo in right field by Nick Searce. So like we said, Parker Adams out of Ball Ground High School. He's a sophomore standing at 6'5", 205. He made 11 relief appearances last year. Actually had 2 saves, finished with a 3.52 earned run average. Struck out 11 batters over 15 and a third pitch last season. He's making his debut in 2025. The Saints bullpen is so deep. We've already mentioned so many different players. Haskins, Callan, Wellman, Pacente in the first game. Now we're getting our first look at Parker Adams. So it's still a 1-0 count to Brendan Edvardson. The first pitch, a breaking ball outside. That makes it 2-0. Patterson with some happy feet over at first. He's going to go. Pitch is high. They're going to throw it down. Oh, great job by Reeves backing that one up. They tried throwing behind Yaudy Ramirez at third. He scurries back safely. Nonetheless, that was a bit of a dangerous play for the Saints as Carson Page, the ball just sailed over him. Jacob Reeves in the right spot to save that one from going into the outfield. Here's the 3-0 pitch. There's the first strike from Adams. Now 3-1. And the pitch. Outside in the dirt, ball 4. And Edvardson has worked his second walk of the day. That loads the bases once again and brings up Sam Tanis. The Yellow Jackets have batted around here, but hey, if you're Parker Adams, you just get this out. It's only a 3-run inning, which could have been a lot worse. Here's the first pitch. It's ripped out into right field. Kresak after it. He makes the play on the run, and the side is retired. So nice job by Parker Adams to close the door here in the top of the 4th. However, like we said, the Yellow Jackets bat around. They send 3 runs home after sending 9 to the plate, capped off by the 2-run home run by Nick Searce. We'll be back in a second with the bottom of the fourth inning, folks, with the Yellow Jackets leading 3-1. All right, fans, welcome back. It's the bottom of the fourth inning here in St. Augustine. The Yellow Jackets plated 3 runs in the top of the fourth. The Saints trying to answer that. Leading off for Flagler, it'll be the designated hitter, Eli Maddox. He flew out to center field his first time up. First pitch just a bit inside for ball 1. Hey, we've seen the freshman pitcher Alvin Gomez making his collegiate debut. He settled in nicely, picked up his first career strikeout as that one's ripped out to left field by Maddox. Looking up in left field is Caffrey. That ball is gone. Eli Maddox with his first home run of the season. He answers the call, and he trims the deficit to 1. Now 3-2, the Saints trail. Boy, that was a ripper off the bat of Eli Maddox. It looked like just a line drive. And like we said earlier, no wind. That thing just stuck up there, hit off a tree out in left field. Caffrey thought it may come down. That thing just hung up there. An absolute bomb from Eli Maddox makes it a 3-2 ball game. First pitch is a ball from Gomez. Looks like he went around there. Yeah, they're going to say he did. That one on the outside corner with the breaking ball. Strike 2. 1-2 pitch from Gomez. Swing and a miss. Picks up his second career strikeout as he gets Trip Davis swinging on that one. A beautiful high fastball from Gomez, and that's the first out of this inning. So that'll bring up Mason Gray. Gray singled his first time up, also recorded a stolen base. He takes upstairs for ball 1. Pitch. Swing and a miss at the fastball. That's strike 1. One pitch. Swung on. Hits it out into right field. Base hit for Mason Gray. Mason Gray, his second hit of the ball game. He's now 2 for 2. And like we said earlier, a threat to steal. Hey, he may do it again. He's had a nice day, seeing the ball well here on this fine Saturday in St. Augustine. That'll bring up Jacob Reeves to the plate. Reeves flew out to left field his first time up. And the pickoff. Mason Gray back easily. He'll do it again. No trouble for Mason Gray. Still waiting for the first pitch to Reeves. Here it is. The runner goes. Ball is off the backstop. Looks like that'll be a wild pitch. And Mason Gray is up to second base. He got a good jump. He probably would have stole second anyways, but a little bit of a gift makes it that much easier. Now with one away, the Saints have a man in scoring position. And he's going to third. Here's the throw. It bounces off the glove of Frometta. Oh, and Gray, he could have thought about going, but safely decides to stay. I like that decision. Looks like he and Frometta were a little bit tangled up as well. So the second steal of the day for Gray. We officially called that last one a wild pitch, so no steal for him, as that one's high and outside for ball two. Two and one the count. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch just a tad bit outside. That makes it 3-1. Got to think a ground ball, unless it's a hard one to third, should score Gray. That one's ripped into left field. Coming in on it is Caffrey. Makes the slide. No, he dropped the ball. Tried to make a sliding play. It hits off his body. And the Saints tie it up off the single from Jacob Reeves. Mason Gray comes home easily. And the base running paying dividends for the Saints. As I don't know if Mason Gray scores from second on that one. He probably does, but so much safer having him at third base. And the Saints answer the big inning from the Yellow Jackets with two of their own. We're now tied at 3 apiece. So we'll have a mound visit. There is action in the Yellow Jackets bullpen. It looks like Gomez will stay in. He's a little bit frustrated following that one. It's been a busy collegiate debut for Gomez. He's picked up a couple strikeouts, gave up his first home run. He's given up 3, but hey, he's worked himself out of trouble as well. It's good experience, as we'll probably be seeing a lot of him over the next few years. Nonetheless, the mound visit is over. Bryce Fitzgerald steps to the plate. Center fielder popped out to first base his first time up. Reeves leads off first. Here's the pitch. Oh, sails on him. Looks like it just slipped out of the hand of Gomez. That one ends up behind Fitzgerald. He knew it immediately, and easily advancing to second base is Jacob Reeves. Another wild pitch. confusion down there. Now Fitzgerald settles back into the plate. Or, excuse me, into the box. 1-0 the count. The pickoff move. Reeves gets back easily. Reeves, no steals on the year. That was his first hit of the season, that RBI single. So a good way to start off your year in the hit column. Here's the pitch outside. That's ball 2. Fitzgerald now 2 for 15 on the season. Not necessarily a guy you want to walk with Carson Page waiting on deck. That one's outside as well. Gomez falls behind 3-0. Pitch from Gomez. Outside, a 4-pitch walk to Bryce Fitzgerald. And it's now first and second with still just one man out here in the bottom of the 4th. It looks like this time there will be a pitching change following the mound visit. And that will close the door on Alvin Gomez. So his... Well, let's see. Looks like Alex Perez is ready to come in out there. Okay, yep, they're going to motion. Alex Perez will come in, so that'll end the day for Alvin Gomez. He finishes his debut strong, 3 1/3. Gave up 3 earned runs, including the home run ball by Eli Maddox. He's also responsible for the runners on first and second. Gave up 6 hits. He also walked 1 and struck out 2. Alex Perez got hit around by these Saints in his lone appearance, only finished 1/3 of an inning, gave up 4 earned runs on 5 hits. That's good for a 99 ERA. I have a feeling probably going to be a little bit lower by the time he leaves this game, but we'll see. Perez, the graduate student from Fitchburg, Massachusetts, transfer in from New England College. Yeah, Perez in his career has 16 appearances. He's got 1 win, 2 losses, 1 career save over 24.1 innings pitched. Very effective strikeout pitcher. His K per 9 is over 10 as he has 28 career strikeouts over those 24 1/3 innings pitched. Has a career ERA of 5.55 and a whip of 1.97, so hey, the Saints do have an opportunity here. Although Perez has the experience, here's the pitch to Page. Down low for ball 1. So the first game was a pitcher's duel. This time it looks like the offense has come to life for both teams. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball outside for ball 2. Carson Page 0 for 2 as a strikeout and flew out to right field. Swings and fouls this one off behind the Saints dugout. Now 2-1. Foul back, now 2-2. So Perez fell behind in the count early. But it's all knotted up at 2-2 as he goes with the slow pickoff move to second base. Jacob Reeves back very easily. We'll do it again. The 2-2 pitch. Almost looks like an eephus. It's grounded to short. Ramirez steps on the bag, tries to get it all off in one play. Yeah, they're going to get Fitzgerald at second, but Page able to beat out the fielder's choice over at first. Thought for a second Perez was going to make a barehanded stop on the mound. That would have been impressive. Nonetheless, gets the the second out of this bottom of the fourth. That sets up runners on the corners for Peyton Palladino. Runner goes for second. Here's the throw. And they're sending him home. Reeves goes. And they're going to say they got him. A collision at the plate as Reeves looks like he almost trucked Richie Segura. Segura standing tall, hangs onto the baseball. And that's how this fourth inning will end. So the Saints tied up. It's now 3-3 after 4 innings here. Taking the mound for the Saints once again will be Parker Adams. We'll be back in a second, folks, with the top of the 5th inning here at Flagler College. All right, fans, welcome back to Drysdale Field here in St. Augustine. Score all knotted up at 3 apiece between the American International Yellow Jackets and, of course, the home team, the Flagler Saints. Flagler in black, the Yellow Jackets in, what else? Yellow. It's Parker Adams on the bump for the Saints. And that first pitch to Leandro Guevara down in the dirt for ball 1. Rivera 1 for 2, has a double. Rips that one foul. He was just behind it, but still able to make some solid contact. That evens the count at 1-1. Adams is set. Here's the 1-1 pitch. On the outside corner with the fastball, strike 2. That one had some heat on it. Now the 1-2. In the dirt. Guevara lets it go. It's now 2-2. Swing and a miss. He foul tips it into the glove of Davis. Parker Adams picks up his first strikeout of the game, his first strikeout of the season to send down Leandro Guevara. And that's how the top of the fifth will start. One away, up to the plate steps Nick Surse. Last inning, Nick Surse hit an absolute bomb over Maximo the Alligator in right field. It's hard to hit one over there, even though it's only 315 down the line. Hitting it over that wall is no easy feat. He takes the first pitch outside for ball one. Pitch is lifted in the air. Playable out in center field for Fitzgerald. He puts it away. That's a quick out number 2 for Parker Adams and the Saints. So that'll bring up Josh Frometta. Frometta 0 for 2, struck out in the first. And then last inning, he ripped one to center field. Would have probably been extra bases had it not been for a beautiful diving catch by Bryce Fitzgerald. First pitch, a breaking ball in there for strike one. The 0-1 pitch. On the outside corner with the fastball, strike two. Adams does look sharp so far in this game. The 0-2 pitch. Just low and away. Credit to Frometta for staying off that one. Now 1-2. Outside once again. See if he goes with the fastball or tries another breaking ball. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at the fastball. And Parker Adams with another strikeout here to send down the Yellow Jackets 1-2-3 here in the top of the fifth. So he fans 2, sends them down 1-2-3. We'll be back in a second, folks, with the bottom of the fifth coming up next. Welcome back, fans. Just set for the bottom of the fifth inning between Flagler and American International. Leading it off for the Saints, the third baseman, Peyton Palladino. Palladino was at the plate last inning. They tried the double steal with Page, and it was Jacob Reeves. Reeves was caught trying to get to home. Page will be credited with the stolen base, so add that to his total for the season. He now leads all Saints players with 7 thus far. Very impressive. Once again, it's Alex Perez on the mound for the Yellow Jackets. His first pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Also in the dirt, ball 2. Next pitch outside and low. Quickly 3-0 to Palladino. And a 4-pitch walk issued by Alex Perez. Palladino didn't even need to lift the bat off his shoulders. He reaches first to lead off the bottom of the 5th. So that brings up Jesse Sullivan, the first baseman. Doubled back in the first inning, then grounded out to first base unassisted back in the 3rd. He looks at a ball low and away. And it's 5 straight balls to start off the bottom of the 5th for Alex Perez. Palladino leads off first, somewhat of a threat to steal, only has 1 on the season as that one's ripped over to first. Oh, right to Circe. He steps on the bag, and they're going to double him up. That is one of the weirder double plays you're ever going to see. They go 3-6-3. Man, that's a tough break for Jesse Sullivan and the Saints. It ended up being in a spot where if Palladino went for second, he probably would have gotten there as the throw sailed a little bit on Circe, but he made a heads-up play. You might as well just try and go back. That's a huge break for the Yellow Jackets. Now 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Caden Kresak steps in, looks at strike 1. Here's the pitch. Way high for ball 1. Kresak knocked in a run on the sac fly back in the first inning, also grounded out to second in the 3rd. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just a bit inside. Close call there. Here's a 2-1. And he hits him. Kresak hit in the back there. And we've seen Perez be a little bit wild this inning. He started off the inning with 5 balls, but then fortunately for him and the Yellow Jackets was able to get that double play. This time he hits Caden Kresak in the back. That'll bring up Eli Maddox, who, hey, if you're just joining us, you missed Eli Maddox. Hit an absolute missile out to left field. It's his first home run of the season there. It brought the Saints within 1. They later tied it up in that bottom of the 4th. Let's see if he can do it again. Kresak is a threat to steal. Here with another pickoff attempt. Nice play by Circe to save that from going out of play. We said Kresak a threat to steal, has 3 stolen bases on the year. He goes, the ball in the dirt, bounces up on Segura. And Kresak's in there without a throw. It's now 1-0 to Maddox following the stolen base from Kresak. 2 down, man in scoring position for the Saints. Let's see if Maddox can pick up another RBI. Here's a pitch. Another one low, ball 2. You're the Saints. You might want to be a little patient here as Perez feels like he's only thrown balls in this inning. That time he finds the zone with a fastball, strike 1. 2-1 pitch. Another one in the dirt. Can't tell if that's a changeup, a palm ball. It almost looks too slow to be a changeup. We had my man Blake up here say maybe it's a screwball. I could see it. It's really tough to judge from up here. Nonetheless, a funky pitch, and the delivery changes a little bit when he throws it. Here's the 3-1. Outside, ball 4. So Eli Maddox works out a walk to extend this inning. Now 2 on, 2 outs, and that'll bring up Trip Davis to the plate. Trip Davis getting fired up to the sweet sound of Miley Cyrus. She's serenading Drysdale Field right now. 2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Saints and Yellow Jackets tied up at 3 apiece. Trip Davis was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd, later struck out in the 4th. Has a valuable RBI opportunity here. First pitch in the dirt, gets away from Segura. Both runners are going to move up. And now it's 2nd and 3rd with 2 men out. There's action in both bullpens. They're going to let Perez keep working, although he has been wild in this inning. See Circe and Ramirez go to chat with him, hopefully settle him down a little bit. He will step back on the rubber. 1-0 count to Trip Davis. Score 3-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the 1-0. In the dirt, ball 2. "23 pitches for Perez, only 6 of them are strikes. Make it 24 pitches, 6 strikes. That is a crazy ratio. I mean, if you're Flagler right now, why would you lift the bat off your shoulder, make him throw you one? But also with 2 outs, you don't want to be too patient. Here's the 3-0. Finds the strike zone there. Now 3-1. Three-one pitch. Swung on, grounded back to the pitcher. Perez is just going to tag Davis himself. And Alex Perez with one of the more unorthodox innings that you will see, but he gets out of it without surrendering a run. No runs, no hits. 2 men left here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll take a break here with the top of the 6th coming up next. All right, fans, welcome back to the action here. It's the top of the 6th inning between Flagler and American International. We're all tied up at 3 apiece here. Leading off for the Yellow Jackets of AIC will be Kieran Caffrey. Caffrey singled his last time up, later came around to score, also struck out back in the second inning. First pitch, he takes a ball just below the knees, 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Another one down low from Parker Adams. Adams has been great in relief. He's pitched 1 1/3 so far. But 3 straight balls to lead off this inning. Saw him, he was razor sharp in the 5th. Struck out 2. Going up against the 3-4-5 hitters for the Yellow Jackets. This time, he walks Caffrey on 4 pitches. So both teams' pitchers a little wild as this game goes on. Adams surrenders the walk. That might be it for Parker Adams. We'll see. And that will be it. So Parker Adams does a nice job. He does walk 2, but also picks up 2 strikeouts over an inning and a third. We'll wait to see who this is coming in relief for Parker Adams. Yeah, so it'll be Justin Haskins in relief for the Saints. Haskins got some time in the last game as well. Haskins, if you're just joining us, he's a junior out of Sewanee, Georgia. All right, so Justin Haskins enters play. He is all warmed up. He'll face off against Yaudy Ramirez. He inherits a runner with Kieran Caffrey over there at first base. That earned run will belong to Parker Adams if he does come around to score. Here's the pitch to Ramirez. He lays down a bunt. Right back to Haskins. He goes to second, is able to get there. An ill-advised throw over to first. A nice job by Jesse Sullivan showing off the catching skills as he's able to pick that one out of the dirt. Nonetheless, Caffrey is out at second. It'll be 1-6 on the putout. That'll bring up Richie Segura, the catcher. Segura singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2 on the ball game. And Ramirez goes. The pitch a strike. The throw down to second, not in time. Looks like Ramirez may have come off the base. The umpire says he does not. And credit Yaudy Ramirez with a stolen base. And the 0-1 pitch to Segura. Swing and a miss at the changeup down low. Beautiful arm action there from Haskins, and quickly it's an 0-2 count to Segura. Pitch from Haskins. Bounces one to the plate. Blocked nicely by Trip Davis. That'll make it a 1-2 count. Haskins facing off against Segura. Here's the pitch. Bounces another one in the dirt. Trying to get Segura to go fishing there. No dice thus far. Let's see if he comes back maybe with a fastball up and in, or maybe another one of those change-ups. The changeup will get these Yellow Jackets hitters to bite. You just need to locate it, obviously, a little higher than that. Here's the pitch. Up over the letters for ball 3. Like we said, Segura already singled in this one. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on line, just under the glove of Carson Page and into center field. Yaudy Ramirez will score standing. And the Yellow Jackets of American International retake the lead, now 4-3 here in the top of the 6th. It's a 2-hit ball game for Segura. He didn't play in the first one, but he's making the most of his time here in the rubber match. That sets up Cole Patterson with one man down here in the top of the 6th and 1 run already home. Swing and a miss at the fastball for strike 1. Pitch from Haskins, flared out into left. Over there is Gray. He's going to try and throw it all the way to first. The throw is in time. The stretch by Jesse Sullivan, the perfect throw from Gray out and left. My goodness, Mason Gray is having himself a day. And they're able to stop the bleeding here in the top of the 6th. Score that one, fly out to left field, 7-3 on the putout. And that'll do it for the top of the 6th. So the Yellow Jackets take the lead. It's now 4-3 as we prepare for the bottom of the 6th here at Drysdale Field. All right, fans, so we're back to the action here in the bottom of the sixth. An interesting change here for the Yellow Jackets of American International. The first baseman, Nick Surse, is now the pitcher. And for those who aren't familiar, he is now the designated hitter as number 22, Leandro Guevara, moves over to first base. American International now loses their DH. It's whoever the pitcher is in that hole now. First pitch to Mason Gray is fouled off into the screen, 0-1. Gray 2 for 2, 2 singles, also has 2 stolen bases on the day. Takes that one for strike 2. So fascinating seeing the strategy of different teams here in college baseball. As Surse, that fastball hit up the middle by Mason Gray. Mason Gray's now 3 for 3 with 3 singles on this game. Boy, he's having a day. Hey, knocked in the 1 run in the first game, had the game-winning hit. We know it was an error, so not technically a hit or an RBI, but nonetheless, he hit it hard, did his job. And he follows it up with 3 singles here in the second game of this doubleheader. We've already seen him steal twice, like we said, so interested to see how they play this one as Jacob Reeves sets up to bunt. He'll pull it back as that one will be ball 1. Reeves setting up to bunt again. He gets this one down, and it's a beauty to the right side of the infield, played by Surse. He flips it over to Tanis. And a successful sacrifice from Jacob Reeves. So now Mason Gray in scoring position. That brings up Bryce Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald 0 for 1. He did work a walk his last time up. Conversations being had on the field, not sure what's going on there. And we're back to the action. Surse has his sign. Gray goes. The pitch is a strike, bobbled by Segura. And Mason Gray, another stolen base. It's Mason Gray Day here at Drysdale Field. He's got 3 hits and 3 stolen bases here in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Now the infield comes in. You got to think if it's hit right at one of them, they're either going to come home with it or try and look Gray back to first base as Surse steps off. 0-1 the count to Fitzgerald. And the pitch. Outside and a bit high, ball 1. Mason Gray, his family in attendance. Like we said earlier, the senior from Lake City. It's a clean hour 15 drive away as Fitzgerald fouls that one into the screen. And what a day for them to be here. They've seen their boy make plays in the first game, make plays in the second game. He has been phenomenal. The 1-2 pitch to Bryce Fitzgerald. Squares in. Oh, he bunts it foul. So that'll technically be a strikeout. You got to think that's a questionable decision. I mean, it's high risk, high reward. If you're able to lay it down, there's a chance Gray comes home easily. Nonetheless, though, you got to think probably would have been better to have Fitzgerald swing away there. And now the infield can move back with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Carson Page steps up to the plate. First pitch on the outside corner with the fastball, strike 1. And the Yellow Jackets dugout with a lot of energy following that bunt strikeout. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Page unable to catch up to the heater there, and it's quickly 0-2. Nick Sirr sure is fun. He can do it all. He had the 2-run home run earlier, and now on the mound, pushing it right past Carson Page with the fastball. The 0-2 pitch swung on just foul. Credit to Carson Page for catching up to that one. Boy, was he late. We'll do it again. Sirr steps on the rubber, has his sign. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, ball 1. One-two pitch from Sirr. Skied in the air out to right. Easy play for Edvardson. He makes the catch. And Nick Sirr gets out of the inning without giving up the run. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left for the Saints. Top of the 7th coming up next with the score Yellow Jackets 4, Flagler 3. All right, fans, welcome back out of the timeout here. If you're just joining us, first off, you're a little bit late, but that's okay. American International, the visitors from Springfield, Massachusetts, lead Flagler 4-3 here in the top of the 7th. It'll be the top of the order, led off by Brendan Edvardson, the right fielder. He takes a breaking ball in there for strike 1. We saw Justin Haskins finish off that 6th inning. Gave up the RBI single, isn't credited with the run, as that breaking ball is low. There's action in the Flagler bullpen, so if Haskins gets into any trouble, we may see a change at some point. That pitch is up high for ball 2. Pitch from Haskins. Ooh, bit inside. Edvardson has to move out of the way. Yeah, Brendan has walked twice so far in this game. Hasn't scored any runs. He also flew out to right. 3-1 pitch way outside. And how about that? A 3rd walk for Edvardson. So it'll be Sam Tanis coming up to the plate. They'll have a little meeting of the minds with Tanis, Edvardson, and the Yellow Jackets' first base coach. I wonder if we'll see Tanis drop down a bunt here. He does have speed. Already 3 steals in this series for Tanis. Both of those coming in the first 2 games. Interested to see if he does put down the bunt. The infield in double play depth. We'll see if Palladino charges in. Sets up like he's going to bunt. The pickoff. Edvardson froze, but he is able to get back safely. Tanis squaring to bunt once again. Edvardson goes. The pitch, a strike on the outside corner. The throw, not in time. Edvardson gets in under the glove. And it's a stolen base for Brendan Edvardson. He's looked good throughout this game. High IQ player working 3 walks now, a stolen base as well. And now you think Tanis, maybe he can still bunt. Move him over to third. He's squaring like he's going to bunt. No, he brings it back. Swing and a miss at the fastball. I got to say, I like the deception from Tanis. But it's now 0-2 to the Yellow Jackets' second baseman. That one's in the dirt and outside. Great stop by Tripp Davis. One and 2 count to Sam Tanis. Haskins has his sign, the pitch. And he bunts it way up in the air, almost to the press box. It sends a water bottle flying and everything. Nonetheless, it'll be credited as a strikeout. Boy, that's one of the weirder plays you'll see. We've seen that a couple times now. One for Flagler, one for American International. The bunts on a 2-strike count. I do like the idea, but at that point, you might as well swing away. And it looks like that'll be it for Justin Haskins. So we'll have a change. Haskins goes 1 1/3. Strikes out 1, does give up a run, but it's unearned. We'll wait to see who replaces him. Looks like it's going to be Clay Callan once again. We saw him in the first game. Callan came in just for 1 batter. Yeah, Callan came in, got a fly out to center, and that was it. We'll see if they use him a little longer in this one. If not, there is still action in the Flagler bullpen, so they're ready for whatever's thrown their way. So Callan is warmed up. That'll send Leandro Guevara to the plate. Guevara 2 strikeouts on the day, although he doubled back in the fourth, ripped one into left field. Definitely has some pop off the bat. Pitch, swing, and a miss. Great pitch from Callan. He's got that somewhat of a submarine slide arm delivery. Looks a little bit like Pat Neshek out there. Pitch way outside. I'm sure you can hear the American International dugout getting rowdy. They can smell a victory. And that one's fouled off the head of Tripp Davis. Tripp's going to take a breather real quick. Yeah, credit to the umpire for walking that one out to Callan, giving Davis some time to collect himself. He's got the helmet on, but for those who have played catcher, you know it never feels good to be hit by a foul ball. 1-2 the count. Pitch from Callan is a jam shot fouled off the screen, and it will remain 1-2. One-two pitch. Guevara looked like he was going to swing, just able to hold it back. Got some strong wrist there. And he works the count to 2-2. Pitch from Callan. Popped up. Under it is Carson Page. He makes the play. And now there's 2 away following the pop out from Guevara. That'll bring up Nick Surse. Well, only for a minute. Looks like they'll intentionally walk Nick Surse. I don't hate that idea. After that home run bomb he hit, he's also got to be feeling good pitching in relief. He's looking sharp offensively and on the bump. And instead, they'll elect to pitch to Josh Frometta. Frometta 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. And as we touched on last time, ripped one to center but was robbed of an extra base hit off the leaping, diving catch from Bryce Fitzgerald. The pitch way outside, ball 2. Pitch from Callan, swing and a miss. Boy, that arm action, so hard to read. The ball coming out of the hands of Clay Callan from Meta. He looked around after like, boy, I have no idea how I missed that one. And he misses another one. Change up from Callan. He battles back. It's now 2-2. Two outs. The 2-2 pitch. Called! Strike 3 on the outside corner. Clay Callan gets himself into some trouble, works his way out of it here in the top of the 7th. And we will take a break. It's stretch time at Drysdale Field with the score American International 4, Flagler 3. All right, fans, the 7th inning stretch is complete. It's now the bottom of the 7th here at Drysdale Field at Flagler College. Folks, if you ever get a chance to come to one of these games, highly recommend you check out the Ballpark Bistro on the first base side. I was treated to a hot dog and a burger. Both were scrumptious. Highly recommend. It'll be Peyton Palladino leading off. He takes a ball low and inside from Nick Surse. Palladino a single and a walk. He also came around to score back in the first inning. 1 for 2 on the day. That one's ripped off the screen. Strike one. Surse waiting for his sign. He finally has it. And the 1-1 pitch. Ooh, just off the inside part of the plate. Close one there, but fortunately for the Saints, it's ball 2. And the pitch. Fouled off once again. Now 2-2. Like we said, Palladino singled to center back in the first, was walked on 4 pitches back in the 5th. Surse has been excellent in relief. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball ripped just foul down the line. Boy, if Romero was playing it, you knew he probably would have had a chance to make a play there if it was fair. Just about 2 to 3 feet foul. And we'll do it again, still 2-2 to Peyton Palladino. Pitch from Surse. Swung on, lifted into right center field. Base hit for Peyton Palladino, his second of the ball game. So Palladino improves to 2 for 3 on the day. Excuse me. He's reached base 3 times now. That sets up Jesse Sullivan for his 4th trip to the plate. He doubled back in the first. And he squares up like he's going to bunt. No, he brings it back and swings and lifts it out into right field. Easy play for Brendan Edvardson, and there's one away here in the bottom of the 7th. So that sends up Caden Kresak. Kresak 0 for 1 on the day. He had a sac fly back in the first inning, was hit by a pitch his last time up in the 5th. Did have a stolen base and an RBI on the day as well. Oh, excuse me. Looks like we have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Taylor Schultz. Taylor Schultz, I was talking to his father. I knew I liked something about Taylor Schultz. He himself is a Philly fan. His father from Northeast Philly. Great guy. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. Taylor's primarily a shortstop, so you wonder what other changes there will be defensively for the Saints as that fastball is in there for strike 1. One pitch to Schultz. Runner goes. And he swings and fouls it off over the first base side. It was a good jump by Palladino. Tried another hit and run there. No luck. It's now 1-2. Schultz in the first game 0 for 4. Looking for his first hit of this beautiful Saturday in St. Augustine. Palladino leads off first. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off once again over the Saints dugout. And we'll do it again. Still 1-2. So Surse, 25 pitches, 19 of them strikes. Here's the 1-2. Oh, way inside. Schultz quickly dances out of the way of that one. Yeah, it's been a tale of two different pitchers. We saw Perez earlier. Feels like he couldn't find the zone, although it was effective in the end. Surse, on the other hand, he has been living in the strike zone. Also very effective. Oh, and they get Palladino. They try and pick him off. He goes anyways. Oh, and the ball is dropped by Ramirez at second base. And Peyton Palladino with a stolen base. He gets a gift. He would have been out easily if Yaudy Ramirez hung on to that one. So now Palladino at second in scoring position. 2-2 count to number 2, Taylor Schultz. And the 2-2. Another one fouled off over the first base side. Schultz 13 of 58 this season. This would be one of his bigger hits so far. And he rips it in the hole to left field, a base hit. And the ball, it dances around as Kieran Caffrey misplayed it out and left. The stop sign was already on for Peyton Palladino. But a nice job by Taylor Schultz. Gets his first hit of the afternoon. And it puts runners on the corners for the Saints as Eli Maddox steps up to the plate. And it's a heads-up play by the third base coach and Palladino. The way it was hit, if that's played cleanly, you would never send Palladino to the plate. But if either one of them had eyes on Caffrey, they would have been sending Palladino, and he would have scored easily. And Schultz goes for second. Maddox brings back the bunt. Ramirez just plays it to make sure Palladino doesn't go home, and it's a stolen base for Taylor Schultz. So here's Eli Maddox. Count 0-1. Takes high and outside. If you're Maddox, you got to think a ground ball to the center or right side of the infield should be good enough to get Palladino home. Or you want to sky it out into the outfield. That one jams him. He fouls it back into the screen. And now it's a 1-2 count. Maddox 1 for 2. He had that big home run back in the fourth inning. Hope the Saints claw back in this one. They're looking to do it again. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, ripped to left field, a base hit. Schultz is being sent. The throw home is cut off. The throw to the plate, not in time. Eli Maddox walks it off for the Saints. In the bottom of the 7th inning, he takes a breaking ball, rips it out to left field. And it was Taylor Schultz coming around third. He just gets in ahead of the throw. And that's how this one ends. Boy, two exciting finishes here between the Saints of Flagler and American International. The Saints ultimately win 2 on 2 walk-offs. The hero in this one, Eli Maddox. He's our player of the game. A home run and then a 2-run single to win it in the bottom of the 7th. What a job by Eli Maddox. And how about Clay Callan as well? He'll pick up the win. For Callan, that's his first victory of the season. And the Saints end this 4-game home series, taking it 3-1, capped off by the game-winning walk-off single by Eli Maddox. So that's how this one will end. Flagler improves to 11-3 on the season, 8-2 here at Drysdale Field. It's a tough first series for the Yellow Jackets. They fall to 1-3, but boy, did they look good throughout this game. And that's where we will say goodbye. So a fun 2 games between Flagler and American International. Flagler wins on the walk-off from Eli Maddox. For all of us here at Flagler College, I'm Kyle McCarthy. We say so long until next time from Drysdale Field.